Hi guys, and welcome back to the SYNTHO YouTube channel. So today we have a clip of one of our live classrooms where we were giving feedback for our March challenge. We do these classrooms so that members can check in whilst they were undergoing this month's SYNTHO challenge. It allows for direct feedback, a chance to connect and listen to other members' music, as well as gain insight from our instructors. This is just one of the many ways we like to connect with our community to help them grow along their music production journey. If you want to watch the full version of this video, as well as a huge selection of other learning content, head over to the SYNTHO app and become a member today.
What a challenge, man. Really excited.
Yeah, you enjoy it?
Yeah, we're like we've been producing for 2 years now.
Okay, cool.
And the last 3 months, I guess, we were like targeting like Electro House without knowing it was Electro House.
Actually called
like,
that, yeah.
Digging the records, and we're like, oh shit, like Nate, SU and your tracks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sweet.
And then this challenge came on, and we had something like, oh fuck, it's house, Electro
Perfect
House.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
The right challenge, wicked.
Yeah.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, man.
Let's try again now. All good?
Yeah.
Wicked. Yeah, it's a really nice groove already. The percussion seems really nicely mixed. That kicks in and nice place. It's a cool sound as well. It's a nice bass tone. Yeah, with those claps coming in, it creates that really nice groove. Really nice energy with that. Really nice. Really cool, mate. Really loving that. There's great flow with your arrangement. In terms of your percussion group, there's like really nice layers. It's really nicely mixed kind of within its sort of own context sort of as that percussion group. And yeah, your sound design in this is also really nice. The sort of alternative break section really kind of breaks up the kind of the main section of the track, which is really nice as well. I think that adds a lot of depth and variety, because I think at that point I was thinking, oh, I'm hoping something sort of changes there to sort of keep me engaged, and that's exactly what you did, which is really cool.
Thanks, man.
I'd say the vocals, maybe we just bring those down ever so slightly in the mix, because I think that because you've got that sort of gated acid sound, which is also quite loud, you're almost competing for that space of where the vocals and the acid sound kind of are both sitting. So maybe it might be worth just bringing them both down a little bit, and actually you'll find that they're not then competing over each other.
Yeah.
But overall, this is a really wicked track. Maybe in the sort of say second main breakdown, you could have like, I think there's some room in there for like a pad or something like that, sort of something really simple. It doesn't have to be too loud, you know, really subtle in the mix, but potentially you have some room there for something to just slot in between the main arps and vocals and sort of gated stuff as well.
Yeah. Cool, man.
But no, really top work, mate. You've got really good use of effects in there as well, and yeah, really got the energy right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, nice one, man. Awesome. Hearing this interpretation. Nice. That synth straight away, really nice. A little bit like DJ Seinfeld, sort of like where that melody flows. Yeah, it's vocal. That's it, man. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, sweet work, mate. Really, really like that. I think there's some really cool sound design in there. I think the flow of your arrangement is a real standout there in terms of keeping the track interesting as it sort of flows from A to B, because I think that's one thing that sometimes you can have a really cool sort of section of the track, but then sometimes it can go on and on and on. So the fact that you've kind of really got a lot of variety going on there is really cool. So that great work there.
Cheers. I enjoyed this. It's completely different to the stuff I usually make, like, but
Yeah, I know. I've
stuff
obviously heard given you a
yeah.
lot of feedback before on your other tracks, so it's really interesting to hear your interpretation of this style. And have you found that using going out of your comfort zone and your other style that you have learned things or throughout this process?
Yeah, definitely. Like, even I heard whenever I seen the video on Instagram, like introducing it, like I kind of thought you could go a bit like mall grab or something like that.
Yeah.
DJs created sort of ways, like, so. I think a lot of my tracks sound very flat, where like they don't really have chords and that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
But then with this one, of the chords are just so much easier getting an arrangement down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and having those extra synth layers can really sort of help with that. I think one of the things to really help sort of elevate this and really polish it off is that because you've got this really cool sort of progression that goes with the bass lines. If you play it here, it sort of follows a progression that sort of goes up and down. And say, for example, this acid lead, it was somewhere around here. Yeah. I think that say acid line would be really cool to then follow the same sort of way that the bass line progression sort of flows, because then you'll find that then those elements sort of lock in together a little bit more. Because that's really the key when you're working with a lot of synths, is about getting them to really lock in together. And as well, sort of making sure that they're sort of even in the same scale can just really help them sort of like gel in together. So you could use Ableton's MIDI effect with scale to sort of get everything sort of locked in. So you literally make sure you sort of know what scale you're in, and then just drop it on all your synths, and then suddenly you'll find that they just lock in a little bit more as well. But it's really nice. The sound design, I think, is really spot on, to be honest. One of I think the standout parts for me is actually this main sort of drop here. I think, I'm not sure what about it is. It almost, you've got the balance right with being the elements are there, but it's not sort of too stacked either as well. And the last thing I will say as well is just at the end here, where that breakbeat comes off, it sort of like cuts off a little bit, and so rather than having a dead cut and letting that sort of just stop completely, is maybe you could add a low pass filter and just gently fade it out and to that point. And then what you don't get is that sort of sudden drop off in energy. So if it sounds like it's too much of a drastic change between A to B, then maybe fading with either volume or frequencies is the way to do it.
Lethal, cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, honestly, mate, really good work, and it's really cool to hear your interpretation of this.